Okay, hi there. My name is Garrett Monroe. I'm here in Learning Technologies. I'm also here with Colin Anderson and Megan Bockelman. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
And today we're talking about ePortfolios, the beginning of the academic year here at Hiram College 2019. And we're excited to kind of run you through how to set up your account for the first time and some of the basics. And so right now we're looking at this reference document that we created for you. It's the ePortfolio instructions document, and you should be able to access that in your Moodle site or at the my.hiram.edu portal. And so we wanted to just kind of create a video for you and have Megan set up an account for you for the first time and show you what it looks like.
Yep.
And so we thought to get things started, before we jump into the web experience, we wanted to talk for just a minute about how the ePortfolio, the Connections ePortfolio, interfaces with our Moodle system. And so the metaphor we like to use is, while Moodle is kind of a house, a home that you're invited to by the instructor designs the course, and you're brought in to kind of do learning and show learning and interact in that space. The ePortfolio is almost like your own house that you get to design and change and adjust size and shape and show, hey, this is what my learning looks like. And so you have complete control over how you want to design your ePortfolio and to show what you offer the questions we're examining and the learning we're after. Basically, we're going to talk a little bit about doorways. So how to get into your house, the ePortfolio, and start making the renovations and do the fun stuff. And really, it starts with getting into Moodle. And so that's the easiest and quickest way. So let's go there, Megan, and we're going to open up. I'm going to let you take hands, let you take the steering wheel.
All right.
And so go ahead and open up Chrome.
And this is an important point. You need to use Chrome or Firefox for best experience on the iPad with Digication. Safari does not play very nicely with the Digication platform, unfortunately, right now.
Right. And go to online.hiram.edu. And so we're just going to go as we would be. Oh, looks like I'm still signed in. So I'm going to sign out. And so don't save your password in your browser. Bad security protocol. So just, go to however you get through to Moodle. And as Colin said, make sure you go and to use Chrome. We are doing all this on the iPad. So if you're doing it on your own device, it might feel and look a little different, although it's mainly the same. Okay, so now we're on Megan's Moodle, and you can see all her personal stuff. And we're gonna go down and have Megan open up Digication Site C, this course.
Now, in your case, if you're an incoming student, you'll be going through your Enduring Questions Moodle site. So what you see here that we've set up as a test site, you'll see as part of your Enduring Questions course.
Right. And so now you're going to find and locate the learning activity, which looks like this green cloud. And the one we highlighted here is the first year Enduring Questions template August beta. So go ahead and select that. So now what you've done is you've gone in through a side door through Moodle, and now you're beginning to move into your ePortfolio. And so we have this dashboard that comes up, which is called, it says Welcome to Digication, and that's the name of the ePortfolio platform. And so from here, you're going to need to, looks like your account's already been created. Okay, and so you're gonna click on the, so if this is the first time you set up an account, you may have to connect and agree to a user agreement through Digication. Megan doesn't have that pop-up here, but you can reference that in the PDF document if you have any questions about that. It's pretty straightforward. You agree to user terms. And so now if we want to hit this green button to look at the templates of an ePortfolio that's been shared with you. And so using the metaphor of the house, basically the template is something that it's the skeleton of the house. It says, hey, here's the framework, here's a starting point for you to start thinking about outcomes and things you might want to include and things we're asking you to include in your project. And so here, 2 have been shared with Megan here. Might look a little different for you, but we go ahead, Megan, and open up the FEN template draft beta August 13th. So now you can preview it or you can use this template. Go ahead and use this template. Now here, if you've got other ePortfolios, it'll show all of them listed beneath this header line. Megan doesn't have any, so she's just going to hit the green-blue button. So now you have the opportunity to give your ePortfolio a name. And so here you might name it something like, you might be directed by your instructor to give it a particular name. I don't know if we have any particular protocol.
Beginning with FYEN for first year enduring questions, and then maybe your name. And perhaps a date so that you can keep track of it if you resave a copy or change it in another context.
Okay, and then why don't you hit the down arrow on the on-screen keyboard? Yeah. I didn't quite do it. Oh, yes. Yeah. So, and then I'm just swiping up on the screen, and we want to find that blue create button in the bottom right. And you can edit the name and the URL later. You can always come back and change that, I believe. So there's a little setup here, and aha, here we are looking at the front of the house.
Good first thing to do is to change the name and put a title up there, and you'll see when you click on add a title or your name here, a little lock icon comes up on the right side of the screen. You have to unlock the header, which will prevent you from, let's say, demolishing the 3rd floor of your house accidentally. You'll also have to click the edit icon, and that should then pop a cursor in. Or maybe you have to select. There we go. Okay. And now you're underway. So we're going to ask you today to do a couple of different things with your Enduring Questions seminar. We're going to ask you to start setting up your introduction. You'll see in the middle of this screen there is a box that says I am from. This is our About Me box, and so we're going to ask you to introduce yourself, thinking about where you're coming from and what's brought you to this point.
And so you can answer this kind of however you want, just kind of following the prompt. Okay.
Great. And this is something, once again, you will be editing and developing over your time at Hiram. For our first exercise, it's a simple introduction. But we also want you thinking forward to what you're planning to become, what your goals are at Hiram, what you're aiming to accomplish while you're at Hiram. And so take a few minutes to think about what sort of a person or who you're becoming. So these are the first 2 activities that we're asking you to do with your ePortfolio to introduce you to the platform and to some of the ideas behind it. We're going to hand you off to your Enduring Questions faculty, professor, and your course assistant to develop some of this, taking you through some further exercises, including a vision board and some opportunities to start customizing your representation of yourself on the e-platform.
Perfect. Megan, did you have any questions about the ePortfolio at all?
Nope, it's pretty basic. Once you do it the first few times and you remember to lock and unlock in terms of editing and also click the edit button, you're pretty much good to go. Do keep in mind that there's this handy little toolbar when you're editing text that you can use to add bold or italics or add in maybe even images.
And one last quick point about finding instructions down at the bottom. And your CA will go over more of this in depth, but these instructions appear just for you as you're building the house, as you're doing the editing. And once you publish and as it is a web page, these instructions will go away. So it's handy to look down here and reference, how things work with the instructions. And the other thing, kind of just get you going here, is this menu, this hamburger icon, these three vertical lines in the overright are going to do a drop down. You'll see different sections that have been built out in the template that you might find helpful with thinking about future plans. Okay, so with that, we wanted to come back and talk a little bit about support. And so the thing we do not want you to be doing with the ePortfolio is spending a lot of time with technical problems. So we really, the quickest way to figure out any issues you have is to get in-person help, and that is at the Tech and Trek help desk in the library. You can also email techandtrek@hiram.edu, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. So we're there between about 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. most days, and we can offer in-person or remote help for anything on your ePortfolio. You can also get help online. At the bottom of your ePortfolio, there's links here in the instructions where you can find resources through these websites and kind of walkthroughs and so on. But once again, the ePortfolio is really about you demonstrating and deepening and making connections with your learning, and it's not about learning how to build a website. So any sort of although we want you to develop those skills, it's much more it's much easier and more enjoyable when you do it with somebody else. So please seek out the help that's here at Hiram. Okay, well with that we'll pass it on, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.